Good morning, children.
Telling about
We
copy.
are going to do the revision of chapter 2, that is Granny's Tree Climbing by Ruskin Bond. Yes? Now, Granny's Tree Climbing, who will tell me what the poem is about? Who will sum up the poem?
About the
Ma'am,
narrators.
No,
ma'am, the
not
poem
Narrators
is
and
about the
mother who like
narrators.
to.
one by one. Janvi, please give the answer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The story is about the narrator's granny tree climbing. In the poem, the narrator's granny likes to climb the tree, and she climbed the tree at last 62 years, and everyone feared that she might have a terrible fall because she was growing old. But Granny have confidence that she would never be fall. One day, when everyone was not in home, the granny climbed the tree successfully, but did not came down. So she became ill, and the doctor advised him 2 week rest. So the granny become upset because she would not able to climb the tree again. So she requested his son to build a treetop house for her, and a treetop house was made.
Yes. Who else?
Ma'am Pavni,
Can I?
Ma'am
Ma'am,
Vijayashri?
Pavni,
Ma'am Ayushi.
Vijayashri?
Ma'am Ayushi.
Vijayashri?
Anuji, give the answer.
Yes, ma'am. It is about this poem is about the Ruskin Bond's grandmother. She is very good in tree climbing. In last 62 years, she haven't climbed any tree. But when one day everyone when went out, she climbed to a tree, but वो नीचे नहीं आ पाई थी. और फिर मैम वो वहीं पर तो डॉक्टर वो थोड़ी सी मैम शी वॉज अ लिटिल इल सो डॉक्टर advised him to rest for a week, and she was feeling like she is in the hell. So she requested to his son to make a treetop house. He and her so he and his grandson made the treetop house, and she drinks sherry with Ruskin Bond
Okay. Now,
on that treetop house.
Can I?
so that you can recall what the poem is about. Okay, I'll read out the poem. My grandmother was a genius. You would like to know why? Because she could climb trees, spreading on high. She'd be up just mind you. When last she climbed a tree, she was 62. Ever since childhood, she had this gift for being happier on a tree than on a lift. And though, as years went by, she would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grew old. And that should be gone about this. She would laugh and say, well, I will grow old disgracefully. I can do it better. And we had to agree. For all in all the garden, there wasn't a tree she hadn't been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6. But it was feared by all that one day she would have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. While we were in town, she climbed a tree and couldn't come down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, I strongly recommend a quiet week in bed. We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny, for her, it was like a brief season in hell, confined to her bedroom, while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing leaves. But she held peace till she felt stronger. Then sat up and said, I will lie here no longer. And she called for my father and told him undaunted that a house in the treetop was what she now wanted. My dad knew his duties. He said, that's all right. You have what you want here. I'll start the work tonight. And with my expert assistance, he soon finished the chore. Made her a tree house with windows and door. So Granny moved up, and now every day I climb to her room with glasses and tray. She sits there in state and drinks sherry with me, upholding her right to reside in a tree. Now, the poem is that Ruskin Bond starts describing how it was his grandmother's passion to climb trees, and she was an expert in climbing all kinds of trees. Whichever tree was there in the garden, she had climbed each and every tree, and she had become an expert in climbing tree. Now this art she learned at the age of 6. But now at the age of 62 also, she was able to climb all kinds of trees. And so the family started objecting that at this age she should stop climbing trees, as it does not look nice or it does not look graceful if a lady of this age is climbing trees. But she was not ready to listen to anyone, because she did not want to give up this passion of tree climbing, and so she kept on climbing trees. Now the family had a fear that one day she is going to fall down from the tree. But this did not happen. Once what happened, the whole family had gone to town and she was alone in the house. Now Granny thought that she should climb the tree because no one is there to object, so she can easily climb the tree. And she climbed up the tree. But did she fall down, children? What happened? When she
No,
climbed up
ma'am.
Oh, ma'am, she was trapped in the tree.
She was stuck in the tree.
Ma'am, she
Yes.
couldn't come down.
Yes. What happened? She did not fall down, but she was stuck up in the tree. What happened there? She lost her confidence and could not come down. And what happened? When the family came back, they saw that Granny is still stuck up on the tree. So they rescued her, they brought her down, and Granny became ill. So the doctor was called, and the doctor said, now you have to take 1 week's complete bed rest. Now 1 week bed rest means confined to bed. And Granny could not move out. This was a brief season in hell for Granny because she could not enjoy nature. Leave alone climbing the trees, she could not even enjoy nature. And so, after a week, when she was well again, she called her son, that is Ruskin Bond's father, and said that if you don't allow me to climb the tree, then make a tree house for me, and I will stay up on the tree house. Now children, you must be knowing what is a tree house. In the botanical garden, if you enter from the back side of the botanical garden, you will find a tree house. Those who have gone to the botanical garden, Sanjay Gandhi Botanical Garden, now from the back side if you enter, you will see a tree house, big tree house there. So now this kind of a tree, she wanted her son to make for her. And very soon, the father and son, that is Ruskin Bond and his father, they made a tree house. And once the tree house was made, Granny shifted to tree house. That is, she started residing in tree house, and Ruskin Bond's duty was to take sherry. Sherry is a kind of wine. He used to take 2 glasses and a bottle of sherry, and every day he used to climb there on the tree house, onto the tree house, and both the grandson and granny used to enjoy sherry, and she used to sit in a very royal manner and enjoy this life. So this is the whole poem. Anyone having any doubts, children? No doubt? Okay. Then I'll start with the question answers. At what age did Granny learn climbing trees?
At the age of
The age of 6.
6.
Ma'am, 6. 6.
At 6.
6. Who taught her the art of climbing trees?
Her brother.
Ma'am, her brother.
Her brother.
Her
her
brother.
brother.
When she last climbed the tree?
62. At the age of 62.
At the age of 62.
At the age of 62.
She was 62 years old when she last climbed the tree. Last climbed the tree, that means she got stuck up in the tree at that age. In which season did she get trapped in the tree?
Summer.
Summer season.
Summer season.
Yes, for summer season. Children, please raise your hand because a lot of noise comes. For how long was she advised to take rest after being rescued? Yes, Diksha Kumari.
Week.
For a week, yes.
1 week.
For 1 week. Who made the tree house for her? Janvi,
Yes, ma'am. The poet and his father.
poet and his father. What things does the narrator carry to his granny's treetop house daily? Just now I told you.
Glasses and a tray.
Tray.
Ma'am, glasses and tray.
And tray.
Glasses, glasses and tray he used to carry, and they used to drink sherry there. Yes. We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny, for her it was like a brief season in hell. Confined to her bedroom, while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing leaves. Why did the narrator and his family sigh in relief? What do you mean by sigh in relief?
Ma'am,
What is the meaning of sigh in relief?
to be
Sigh
glad.
means
Ma'am,
no, sigh.
ma'am,
What
how
is
was,
sigh?
ma'am, सांस लेना.
She is not going to climb the tree. This is called sigh in relief. If I say, oh thank God, now she is not going to.
Ma'am, rahat milna. Ma'am, rahat milna.
Now, why did the narrator
To feel relieved.
sigh?
To feel relieved.
One by one, Vijay Lakshmi, give the answer. Vijay Lakshmi.
Yes, ma'am. The narrator and his family shined in relief because Granny was. Yes, ma'am. The narrator and his family shined in relief because Granny was rescued safely, and she wouldn't climb trees for a few days.
Yes, because now she is not going to climb tree for a week. Next question. Please read out the question, children. I don't have it in my book.
Why was Granny confined to bed?
Why
Why was confined to bed? Why did she find it a brief season of hell?
To bed. Anvesha.
Ma'am, Granny was confined to bed because she was ill running from high temperature, and she found it a brief season in hell because she loved to climb trees since she was 6 years. But because of confinement, she had to wait for a week, and she wanted to enjoy the summer and breeze that was.
Now, one thing I would like to tell you, children. Now, this kind of question where it carries only 1 mark, you need not explain so much. You give the answer straightforward. Why was she
Ma'am,
confined
can
to
I?
bed?
Can
Ma'am,
I?
because she was
Can I?
ill.
Can
Ma'am,
I?
because she was ill.
Granny
Yes,
was
because she
confined to
was
bed because she was ill.
Her doctor
yes.
had advised her 1 week bed rest.
She was
Okay,
called in the
because
police.
and the doctor had advised her bed rest. This much is sufficient answer. You need not give
She
more.
Called
called
in
it
of
brief
bed
season
because
in
she
hell
Because she
enjoyed the
wanted to
sun
because
which
enjoy
was
the summer
flowing
breeze that
outside.
was flowing outside it.
Yes. Now, children, if this same question comes for 3 marks, then you can explain a little. But if it is for 1 mark, you need not explain so much. One line answer will be sufficient. Okay, next question. Shrija, please read out.
Yes, ma'am.
Anvesha,
How
please
did
read out.
how did she finally
Please
get
read.
rid of the season in hell?
Huh? How?
how
How
did
did she
she finally
get
get
rid
rid
of the
of this
season in
season in
hell?
hell?
Rid of this from this season of hell. Yes? Who would like to get the
Can
answer?
I?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
pardon me.
Can I?
Ma'am, can I?
Ma'am Vilakshmi?
Ma'am Anupriya.
Ma'am Vilakshmi?
Give the answer.
Ma'am, we couldn't hear you, ma'am.
Mohit, please give the answer of the
She
third
finally
question.
got rid of a brief season in hell by getting a tree house and treetop house was made.
Yes, by getting a tree house made by her son. She got rid of this brief season in hell by getting a tree house made by her son. Next question. Shrija, please
But
read
it
out.
was feared by all that one day would have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. What did everyone feared?
What? Yes.
Ma'am,
What
can
did
I?
everyone? Yes.
Ma'am, everyone feared that she would have a
Everyone
terrible
feared that
fall.
she
Terrible
would have a
fall.
terrible fall. Everyone feared that she would have a terrible fall.
Yes. Everyone feared that she would have a terrible fall. Aditya. Next question.
Outcome was different. What was this outcome and how was it different from what everyone had expected?
Granny climbed a tree successfully, but she was unable to come down. Everyone had expected that she would have terrible fall.
Yes. Next question.
What did
Next
this
What
question.
outcome
What
what
did
did
the
this
what did
outcome
this
lead
outcome
to?
outcome
lead
lead
What
to?
to?
does this outcome lead to?
This outcome lead to a
Ma'am, this
treetop
outcome
house
lead to
for
a
her.
granny's Ma'am, this
This
outcome led to a
outcome led to
granny's
that
confinement to a
grannies
bed for
were
a week.
confinement to bed.
It,
Out of turn.
this outcome
Only
led
noise
to a
comes.
granny's confinement to a bed for a week.
Did I ask you to
Yes,
answer?
ma'am.
Why did you start answering? I have got all the list of the students who have raised their hand. I will take the name and then you will give. Ananya Singh, you give the answer.
The outcome lead to the confinement to the bed and later on the treetop house.
Yes. Outcome led to confinement in bed and later on a tree house was made for her. Next question. Next question.
What is the
What is
rhyming
the
scheme of
rhyming
poem?
of the poem?
Rhyming scheme of the poem. Yes.
What is the rhyming scheme?
Shrija, give the answer.
Madhya,
AABB.
A.
A, B.
Can I?
AABB.
Okay, A, A, B, B. Yes, what is the next one? Next question.
Ma'am,
Hot.
hots.
Discuss
Yes,
with your partner how breeze can whisper and leave dance. Which figure of speech has been used?
please repeat the question. I couldn't hear.
Discuss with your
Discuss
partner how breeze can
how breeze
whisper
can
and
whisper and
dance.
leaves
Which
dance.
figure of speech has been
Yes,
used here?
whispering and breeze is whispering and leaves.
Personification.
Ma'am,
Personification.
ma'am,
Personification.
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 Yes. Personification because the leaves
Because
and
leaves and breeze treated as a
Because
human
leaves
being.
and breeze have been treated as human beings.
yes, have been treated like a person or a human being. Yes. What is the next question, Shrija?
Life skills. Granny liked living in a treetop house more than living ordinary house. If you get a chance to live in a treetop house, what problems would you face while living there and what things would you enjoy?
Okay, who would like to give this answer? What problem can you face? Can you imagine living on a tree house and the
Can I?
problems which you
Yes,
must
ma'am. Can I?
have?
1 minute, Manupriya.
Don't
Hello,
answer
Aditya.
And I
one. Aditya, please answer. And Aditya, please lower your volume. Lot of sound is coming. Lower your volume. Yes. Aditya, give the answer.
If I would get chance to live in a tree top house, I would enjoy natural greenery, fresh air, and mental peace. But I would face some problem also. I would have to come down frequently to meet my requirements such as good water, natural crops, etc.
Okay. Anyone else would like to give this answer? Anvesha, give the answer.
Ma'am, if I would get a chance to live in a treetop house, I would enjoy the natural greenery, fresh air, and mental peace. And yeah, I would face some problems also. I would came down frequently to meet my requirements such as food, water, and natural corals, etc.
Very good. So next question. Shrija, please read out the next question.
Values. Grandparents are always very dear to grandchildren. What all do you do to spend quality time with your grandparents?
Yes. What all do you do to spend quality time with your grandparents? Now, most of you must be having your grandparents living with you. What do you do for your grandparents? Who would like to give the answer? Pavni, give the answer.
And Pavni,
ma'am, can I?
we all do
Pavni,
many things to spend quality time with. We all do
yes,
many things to spend quality time with our grandparents, like we can listen stories, we can go for a walk, we can watch TV together, we can solve many puzzles, etc.
yes. Then Janvi, give the
Ma'am, we can also
answer.
teach them electronic gadgets.
Yes,
We can teach
you
them
can.
electronic gadgets. We can listen stories through. We can go for a morning
Yes,
walk. Uh, uh,
yes.
we can cook many foods with them, etc.
You can share your experiences also. You can share what else can you share with your grandparents? Your experience with your grandparents. Then you can
Various
make them aware of the latest technology. Then what else?
serve them
So
tea
many
in the
things are
evening.
there. You can watch TV. Yes. Okay, next question, Shrija.
Writing skills. Imagine yourself to be Granny. Write a diary entry expressing your ardent wish to climb trees and your family's disapproval of it.
Can I?
Ma'am, can I?
Vijayashmi?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Can I,
Janvi.
Aditya?
Can I,
Give
Pavni?
the answer.
Can I?
Yes. Vijay Lakshmi, give the answer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thursday, 21 January, 9:30 p.m. I am very unhappy to nowadays. I love climbing trees, but my family members are very much scared. They fear that I may have a troubled fall as I am growing old. They think growing old should be gone about gracefully, but I feel like
Yes. Okay. Ayush 8A, give the answer. No one.
Ma'am, can I, Ma'am Janvi?
Ma'am,
Yes,
can I,
Janvi.
Aditya?
After,
Ma'am,
Yes,
after this,
ma'am.
yes. Janvi, give
I
the
am
answer.
very yes, ma'am. I am very unhappy nowadays. I love climbing trees, but my family members are very much scared. They fear that I may have a terrible fall as I am growing old. They think growing old should be gone about gracefully. I can't imagine my life without trees. I want to convince them, but they are not ready to understand me.
Yes. Yes, Aditya, give the answer.
I'm very unhappy nowadays. I love climbing tree, but my family members are very much scared. They fear that I may have a terrible fall as I'm growing older. They think growing old should be gone about gracefully. I can't imagine my life without trees. I want to convince them, but they are not ready to understand.
Okay. Okay, now next question. Shrija, please read out.
Ma'am, about the author. Ruskin Bond, born
About the
1934,
read
has
it out. Yes.
okay, ma'am. Ruskin Bond, born 1934, has written many books for children, some dealing with his own childhood, others dealing with the lives of contemporary Indian children. Bond spent his childhood at his grandparents' house in Dehradun, where he grew up and in the company of a number of pets. He developed a deep love for nature, which is evident in most of his works. The poem Granny's Tree Climbing has been taken from An Island of Trees, which is a collection of short stories and poems dealing exclusively with Bond's love for nature.
Okay. Have you read about Ruskin Bond earlier in class 7?
Yes, ma'am.
Which chapter
Yes,
was
ma'am.
related to Ruskin Bond?
The White Elephant
No, that was in class 6.
in class 6.
7. The Monkey Trouble.
Yes, ma'am. The monkey's trouble. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You have forgotten, children.
Ma'am,
Huh?
Tutu.
Tutu, yes.
Ma'am,
In which Bond describes which pet animals his grandfather had kept.
Ma'am, monkey trouble.
Monkey
ma'am, there
trouble.
were turtles, ma'am, snakes,
Snake,
and
turtle,
fish.
Ma'am, python.
also there. Yes. Okay. With this, children, our revision for chapter 2 is complete. Now, in the next class, that is tomorrow, we will do the fun they had. Okay. And children, did you see the date sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Date sheet, did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
One, one thing I have noticed that you people never open the video which is posted in the Facebook. Yes, YouTube, sorry, not Facebook, sorry. You never open it because I hardly see 2-3 views are there or maybe till 10. Why? You don't revise anything and you don't have the curiosity also to see that how the children are answering. Even if you miss the class, then too you don't open it. You must open those videos and see. That is for your revision only. And snap homework is also not seen by anyone. Very few people see the snap homework also. Hardly 10, 5 like this I get. You must see the snap homework. You must see, open the video and see. How will I come to know that you are preparing? This shows that you are not taking interest in the subject. Children, there is no one to check you now because we are having online class, but you are now answerable. For whatever you are doing, you are answerable. If you don't put the question in front of me, how will I answer? And you will get whatever problem you will have, that will only come when you will read anything. If you don't read anything, how will you face any problem? You have no queries because you don't read. If you read, you will have queries. You would like to ask the teacher. So do revision work, children. Hardly 1.5 months is left for your final exam. Please start revising because most probably it will be offline test. So be prepared. And if you have not written the question answer, write it. Yes? Any queries in the first 2 chapters? Anyone wants to ask anything? No? Should we conclude? Okay. See you in the next class tomorrow. Okay?
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.